Looks like Google has a new logo. So Google just unveiled their new brand identity and logo, and I think they did a good job. It looks different, but still familiar, and that's a good thing. Now, some people might think that when a logo is designed, or redesigned in this case, that it's only done purely on what it looks like, but that really isn't the case. The more important thing is what the idea behind the logo is and what the identity for what you're trying to create is. The end result is only one part of the design. That's just how you get people outside of the company to understand what the company is about. In a case like Google, the Google logo is the identity of the company, and the identity of the company is the logo. If you notice, their logo is everywhere and it's on all of their products because it's essential to their brand and how they work. So when a company like Google decides to update their logo, they aren't doing it just because they want it to look better. They're doing it for a myriad of different reasons, and Google definitely has theirs. So when they started to do their redesign, they had 4 things in mind. The first thing was to create a scalable mark that could convey the feeling of a full logo type in constrained spaces. So this means that no matter where the logo is used and whatever size it is, it should be immediately recognizable as a Google product. Right now, it's a little bit hard to know when a Google product is a Google product. I mean, we do just because we've been using it for so long, but if we came onto it with fresh eyes, it would be a little difficult to see what Google products were if they didn't have the Google name right next to it. So with this new identity, they hope that no matter where you are, you're going to be able to know that it's Google, and that is very important. Now, the second thing is the incorporation of dynamic, intelligent motion that responds to users at all stages of interaction. So Google wants to use motion throughout their identity to let the user know what's going on without having to have it spelled out to them. So they have these little dots that are animated to let the user know what's happening. We kind of had the same idea before, but now it's more uniform and it all works together. So these dots get animated to let you know when something's happening, when we're waiting for something, when it's talking back to you. These dots let you know exactly what's going on, and the motion makes that idea very clear. The third is to keep a systematic approach to branding in their products to provide consistency in people's daily encounters with Google. So in today's world, you're not necessarily just going to see the logo in one place, especially for a company like Google. You're not just going to see it printed on a piece of paper, but you're going to see it on smartwatches, you're going to see it on phones, you're going to see it on the desktop, you're going to see it everywhere. So it needs to work with all those different situations, and no matter what the user wants to do, you should still have the logo there, but not have it get in the way. It should work with whatever the user wants to do, and that's what Google wants to accomplish. So again, this logo isn't necessarily going to be in one place, and it needs to go wherever the user wants. Google wants their logo to be in front of the user so that you know that you're using a Google product. That's important to them. So the more places they can get it and the best way they can get it there is very important to how their products are going to work. So again, whatever the user wants to do, Google should be able to have their logo there but not have it get in the way. It should just work with everything. And finally, they want a refinement of what makes them googly, combining the best of the brand their users know and love with thoughtful consideration of how their needs are changing. So with this, they're basically saying that even though they're redesigning the logo, it's important to keep their identity pretty similar so that the people that are already used to it don't get totally alienated by what they just redesigned. And also, this world is ever changing, we're getting new technologies all the time, so the logo should work with all of those without the user having to worry about it. It should just automatically work with whatever the new standard is. So does Google's new identity work? Definitely. The logo is very readable at both big and small sizes, which is important, and the new sans serif font is very inviting and not intimidating. So when you're looking at that, you don't feel intimidated by what you're looking at. It looks very friendly and it is kind of calling you to use their product, and I think that's a great way to design their logo. Besides the logo though, they also have a mark, which is their G with all the different colors, and this again gives you that same coherence of the Google brand but in a smaller location. Before they would just have the G and you would still know that it's logo, but it wasn't the same idea. They had to make that after the fact because, say on an app icon, when the Google logo was designed the first time, app icons didn't exist. So now you can redesign the logo and make it work for all these different spaces, and in the future make it work there as well. So the G works in even smaller places and makes it still coherent with the Google brand overall. And then you have the dots, and these have been used for a little while in some cases, but now they're through the whole identity, and they're animated to let you know what's going on without having to have it spelled out to you. So with the animations like bouncing or waving, you can see what's going on, like you're waiting for something or it's talking to you, and that along with audio cues lets you know exactly what's going on very easily and simply without having to have a whole bunch of text. So that is a little bit more on what Google's new identity is and what goes behind it. So whether or not you like the way the logo looks, just remember that that's just one part of the design, and what's really important here is the idea behind it. And for Google, their brand is very important to their product, so this redesign was a major change and it's important, and I think they did a good job. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And if you want to see videos like this, make sure you hit subscribe so you can see when they're out. My name is Matt, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!